Hi everyone. Today we're going to be talking about foods and the best ways to uh, provide nutrients to our bodies and some good suggestions to eat before the games, after the games, during the games. And this is going to give everybody a little bit more insight of what our diet should be looking like to be able to maximize fueling and performance for our bodies. I know that everybody is on kind of their own schedule, has their own goals and what they can and can't eat. So I just want to give everybody a lowdown of what their diets could look like, should look like if they want to make changes, some better choices to make for games. So just hear me out, see what we could do. Maybe we could make some changes and we'll kind of go from there. So the first thing I want to talk about is the importance to implement nutrition strategies to um, minimize fatigue and and optimize sports performance. So the way we could do this is doing it before a game, um, hours before games, days before games, and the reasons that we would do this is because we want to make sure that we're not reducing the athlete's performance. So that means depletion of glycogen storages, hypoglycemia, dehydration, hyponatremia, and gastrointestinal discomforts and upset stomachs. So pre-event fueling, meaning depletion of carbohydrates and major causes of fatigue during exercise. The primary goal of this is to have the body prepared to optimize the carbohydrates in the muscle and the liver. And football is a very long game. It's usually over 2.5 hours, and there's a break in between. And it's important to fuel our bodies before, during, and after the game because of how long it is and how much energy we're using and how much fuel we're using. So we don't want to have any negative impacts on our body if we don't do this. 1 to 4 hours before the game, there should be a pre-event meal, which we usually do. We have a dinner and then everybody goes to the game. We want to make sure that our levels are up from previous days, previous practices, to make sure we're hydrated, and we want to avoid any type of GI discomfort. Pre-event meals should be carbohydrate rich. Usually they're obtained 2 to 4 hours before the event. It should be low fat, low fiber, and moderate protein. So we can also do liquid supplements, carbohydrate drinks, and bars. So the benefits of this is that we would have an increased glycogen content and we would also have increased performances. So this is exactly what we want to do. The best types of carbohydrate-rich pre-event meals are, and I'm just going to give you a bunch of different options, peanut butter and honey on toast, instant breakfast drinks, fruit and yogurt smoothies, low-fat granola, oatmeal with brown sugar and almonds, skim milk, and bananas, low-fat cottage cheese, apple butter, crackers, grapes, lean hamburger on a bun with lettuce, tomato, and a side salad and a parfait, turkey and Swiss sandwich, fruit and sports drinks, low-fat tuna melt sandwich, fruit cup, and fat-free yogurt, cereal with fruit, soup and sandwiches, and pastas, usually including pasta, veggies, chicken, and a light olive oil and herb tossing. So just to give you a little bit of what it should look like. Before the game, we're talking 60 to 90 minutes before. We should be obviously hydrating our bodies. We should be making sure we're doing implementing electrolytes as well, sports drinks, sports gels, bars, and even like some fruit or just a small jam sandwich. Understanding that nerves and nausea come into play when I talk to a lot of you and ask you, what have you eaten today? Some of you will say, I don't like to eat before a game. I'm too nervous. I do this every single time. But we need to come to terms with the fact that everybody needs to figure out a way to nourish their body. So whether it's something small and you do it a little bit over time before the game, it's really important to nourish our bodies. So 60 to 90 grams per hour would be a good amount of carbohydrates to consume when exercising longer than 2.5 hours, which fits this model perfectly because that's what we're doing in football. Eating during the game at halftime, which we have implemented recently, which has been really great, but optimal food blends to avoid cramping and to prolong exercise. So we also want to make sure we're drinking adequate fluids to replace sweat losses, and each plan is tailored to each person's needs. So if you know that somebody is a big cramper, then we should be focusing more on replenishing those electrolytes and hydration, and also getting the optimal fuel to avoid that. Things to eat. So sports drinks containing electrolytes and carbohydrates. Avoid ingredients slow in digestion at halftime because we obviously want to uptake that as fast as we can. Bananas, bread, or roll with jam or honey, sports foods, bite-sized piece of granola or sports bars. Those are all really good things that we could be taking with us packing from home. So after eating, post-recovery meals, main focus is to restore homeostasis or deleted nutrients to restore optimal levels of performance. Focus on refueling, rehydration, and rebuilding. So we want to make sure that we're doing all this for our body because this is our recovery state. We're very fortunate that we only usually practice heavy Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and then game day Friday. We're always off on Saturdays, always off on Sundays. So those are the days that we should be really focusing on eating those post-recovery meals and doing all that. So you will need 20 to 24 hours to regain normalization of muscle glycogen levels following the depletion. And the first hour is that golden hour to uptake that highest amount of glycogen, the highest muscle glycogen levels. So to aim for the first hour, about 80 grams for about an 80 kilogram male. So, and target for more drinking, eating in the first 4 hours. So it's really important. Those first times after, make sure you're going home, eating, waking up in the morning, having a good breakfast, resting. This is the way that we're going to optimize our goals in our body. So some suitable choices are carb-rich breads, meaning rolls, wraps, bagels, muffins, pizzas as a base, and cereals as in porridge, packaged cereals. Grains, we want rice, pasta, noodles, quinoa, couscous, sweetened dairy, flavored milk, yogurt, custards, and fruit and starchy vegetables, potatoes, legumes. Also, we want to mix and match our foods, so cereal with fruit, baked beans on toast, sandwiches, rolls, focaccia, pizza, fruit smoothies, meals with grains, and desserts. So again, anything in moderation. Choose the choices that are suitable for your lifestyle. Obviously, the concern with some of this stuff is if you're going on and eating everything and all that you want, yes, you're going to replace everything that you are, but if you have some goals in mind, meaning weight goals or protein goals or performance goals, you want to tailor those options to what best fits your body. Because one of the downsides of that, obviously, if you're just eating all that and not really taking anything into consideration, you're just replenishing, obviously weight gain is something to watch out for. But obviously everybody has a different goal that's tailored to them. We also want to maximize protein storage, so about 20 to 25 grams soon after exercise is finished and after about 3 to 5 hours. So some really good protein-rich foods to look out for are 2 small eggs, skim milk powder, milk, cottage cheese, low-fat fruit, yogurt, lean chicken, beef, pork, lamb, grilled fish, high protein powders, whey protein drinks. So again, this is very possible for all of you guys because after we get home on the bus from our games, we are not having practices on Saturdays and Sundays. So this is optimal for you guys to fuel your bodies, rest, and recover. Now, we want to make these meals to be nutrient-dense forms of carbohydrates and combination of proteins and micronutrients. This can be any type just for fuel, for overall wellness, and goals for the body. So I know that we do a pre-game dinner, and I know that I've noted a lot of different things than what looks like our pre-game dinner. So a lot of what we're eating do contain, obviously, pasta we're having, but not a lot of protein, and also what sauces we utilize on top. Like we're usually eating like fettuccine Alfredo, stuff like that. So I'm definitely going to talk to the people in charge, and hopefully we can get some better options in. I do like that during halftime we did implement having like clementines and bananas. Everybody seems to be enjoying that, but maybe a little bit more variety with, some Gatorades, some more waters on the go, some bars, some cereals. So this way we could be intaking more, and this will be really beneficial for performance. Now, if anybody has any questions afterwards that they want to talk about, or if they have any concerns going into like their particular body goals or anything like that, please feel free to come up and we could talk about it. I'm going to do my best to help you guys out. You guys need to do your best to help yourselves out. So make sure that we're working together throughout the season to benefit everybody in a positive way. Thanks everybody for listening to me, and I hope everyone has a good day.